Right, I have successfully rested after the trip to, where did I go? Well, into Sacramento and out of Oakland. So I was mainly in was it called the North Bay? Napa Bay, that whole area. And it was fun. I would say a fun way to spend a weekend. What was that? Friday, Saturday, Sunday? Yeah, weekend. Few days, 2 nights in a hotel. And someone asked, does all the flying get tiring? Yeah, I mean, of course, it's not so much, I think it's airports to some degree, just going to an airport and, all that part, I suppose. The rest of it's not too bad. It's just, I think the airports get tiring after a while. Most of the time, it's pretty quick, but sometimes it's not. Yesterday, it was not. It was 5 hours in an airport, which was pretty miserable, really. My ride had to get me there early, and then the flight got delayed, so it definitely could have been shorter, but it was just really, I did not like that. I even slept on the floor for a little while, found because it was kind of empty and someone else was doing it, I just thought, you know what, it always looks funny, but I'm not gonna see any of these people ever again, so I just kind of curled up in a corner, put out some of my clothing as blankets or whatever. And yeah, I tried to rest. It's, not very easy to rest on the floor. It's just not great for the back. But what can you do? So I did that for a while. And then, watched the games for a while. I mean, the time passed, but it was just... And then with the bags, I really couldn't go anywhere or whatever. So, yeah, not ideal, but doesn't usually happen. Most of the time I get to the airport an hour early and I get out of there. So that's... I just got to try to avoid that from happening, try to establish better plans in the future. But fun trip. Yeah, so I mean, I guess I kind of broke even on, the cost of the pay of the shows and the flights and the hotels. At the end of the day, you got to kind of do it for fun. And then miles kind of helped too, even though I wasn't upgraded coming back, and I was probably like one place out of getting the upgrade, which is, But I also just kind of think, I mean, I always evaluate whether it's worth it or not. And, with a lot of the long flights, when you're upgraded, it definitely is a nice bonus. But so I don't mind the short flights as much, but I kind of think, man, if I'm already at like 75K and I've got about 70,000 miles this year, if that's not enough to get an upgrade on every flight, then you kind of don't know. Is it going to be worth it? And as always, if the flights sell out, nobody gets an upgrade. So if everyone buys, and the flights do sell out, so the flights are selling out. So that just means, are there people that need the flight badly enough to buy those really high, $500 for a 2-hour flight? That's just crazy. But I think some people, when they have to be somewhere, they will pay it because there's no other flights and no other choice. And sometimes get into those situations. So I think with flights always being full these days, it's probably getting worse. The value of first class or the MVP goes down substantially, because that is the only real benefit. I mean, boarding early is kind of nice too. So if you aren't in that, you do at least get luggage space for sure. So I guess there's that. No, that's it. My notes are short. So yeah, there was a good trip, and I liked the hotel. Pretty much, it wasn't something super fancy, but I got for the price. It was actually a really good job. And it's just so nice to have affordable prices here, because in New York and London. Yeah, the prices are just so crazy out there. And it's just like 3 times as expensive for the same hotel. Or even less. You actually pay more to get 3 times, and you get less than what you get out here. So that's kind of... But I mean, you went to other part. You can go to a small town in England. If you went to Fairfield, England, you'd probably have the same thing. All right, I said enough. That's it for this trip. And another one coming up next weekend. So I'll rest a few days, and then, the airports get tiring. And just even yesterday, I took the train back, because I just thought $60 for... a 20-minute, cab ride. I'll just sit on the train, and then I got to walk home. Got a little burger at Dick's Burgers, so there was sort of that part of it. But it is easier when you don't have to carry an extra suitcase. That makes actually a big difference. My next weekend, backpack only. So I'm excited about that. All right, wrap it up, and next time, the traveling actor.